I would like to introduce. Wiser. I would like to introduce. Wiser. Wiser. Wiser.
Hey everybody, today we are going to be washing our parts and I'm going to get everything together and I'll be right back.
Wiser. 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 Wiser.
All right, everybody. So this is, my kitchen sink. Nothing fancy here. What we do is we take our plastic parts, these things here, and we're going to wash them so that a couple things. They're clean, they're ready to use, they're paintable. Um, this toothbrush is going to have just enough agitation on it to create a scuffed surface everywhere. And it also gets all the dust, all the plaque buildups that you can get from the dust plaque in spots, gets them clean. So that's what we're going to work towards. Along with that, having multiple bowls ready is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to rinse it out because it still needs to be rinsed. But then we're going to use it in a bowl. We're going to put all the parts in there, and then we're going to use this. We're going to scrub each part, and then we're going to pull this up, and it'll make it easier to rinse the pieces. And then, you'll see the process as it goes. I only have 5 bins of parts. Usually I have like 10, 12 bins to do at a time. But today we are lucky we're in the middle of the build, which we got to speed up here. The last half of the build is going to go super fast. It's really just pull and play, So, but for the rest of this, we're doing good. We're doing great, and we're going to get this built. I know it. All right. So the first thing we want to do is find nice warm water. I just use whatever dish soap I have in the house. It doesn't matter. We're only using a little drop. A dab will do you. You know what I mean? It's to break surface tension, and it also helps remove static. Or else we just scrub the parts with bare water.
wiser,
But you don't want your water too hot. We're not trying to melt plastic. We're just trying to wash it.
wiser,
So sometimes you have to adjust, especially once it's been running for a minute. Ooh, my water temperature here is hot. We live in,
wiser,
we live in Minnesota. And up here in Minnesota, it gets cold.
I would like to introduce.
All right, come on. Oh. So here's a funny thing. When my dishwasher is running, my water is hotter. If it's good, a little more dish soap. Just a little more dish soap. Okay. Swirl that around. Get this brush all ready to go. Wet. I don't have access to a screen to comment back if you guys got questions today. So it's kind of just we're going to get right into it type of a deal. So these are a bunch of clear parts that are going to get highlighted with a different color, but they're not going to get fully painted. So we still need to wash them and treat them like they're going to get painted fully. All right. So one of the things you're going to do when you first start is you're going to get your fingers in the soapy water, and you're going to actually start trying to rub some of your oils off so that you aren't transferring a bunch of your oils onto the other parts. Now I already did that mostly with this hand. I'll do it with this hand. Grab a little bit more of that water, and you can hear it. There's like a, you can hear your fingers when they're rubbing, when you can hear when the oils have come off. It's a distinct hear sound. You'll get to it, or you'll get it. All right, so like I said, the idea is basically we're just scrubbing all these parts, making sure they look nice, making sure you want them to be where they are, both sides. And then I usually like to put them in one of these other bowls over here until all the parts are done, or whatever, however you like to do it. But some people speed wash parts. These clear parts kind of gotta, take your time with them. You don't want to bend or break them or cause stress in them at all because it'll show up. So you gotta take your time, just give it all a nice little scuffing with the brush. So this is the Master Grade Full Armor Unicorn Bird Hawk. And that is a mouthful and a mouthful of parts. There's over 670 pieces to this kit. And I kid you not, there will be more added to it because part of the build is to add some sort of kit bash to it. So I'm going to add a really simple kit bash. I'm always really simple with my kit bashes. I've always been about being simple with your kit bashes. So when I do add that element of the kit bash, it's going to be to the armor of the outside of this kit. So a lot of this kit doesn't even, you haven't seen me do a lot of custom work yet to it besides the paint job. And that's what all these videos have been for. This paint job is, woof, it is a hard paint job to commit to. I had to really think while I was doing all the sanding for this build. I had to think to myself, I really wanted to commit to that level of the paint job. And I just discovered that I overlooked how much chrome I actually had to do because I have a whole bin full of accessories right here that still need to get put chrome. So that's going to take a while. It's going to be another week of taking. However, it's only one bin of parts. It all fits in one bin, so it won't be that difficult. It'll just, it'll be 3 days more painting. All these other parts I can paint up in less than a day. They'll get quick, easy paint. It's more so I just got to see where they sit on the kit. All right, we have finished our first batch kit of parts. And then while we're rinsing the other parts, what I like to do is a little bit more salt. It's just not producing the bubble level I like a little bit of bubble. All right, there we go, that's better. All right, we're gonna soak our next set of parts into the bubble bag. We're gonna get our bucket washed up real quick here too. All right, so we usually just let the soaking set right there.
wiser.
This is how you get the static out of these bins, because these bins will transfer static. And I've noticed I have to do this every time I uh, run a kit, the whole time. You gotta watch the static out of these bins. These are the bins that I use to hold my parts, and don't want any static left over in these, because I just don't want to deal with that. Um, yeah, so everybody knows I'm still building towards the workout challenge. I don't know how many other people are working on there right now. Entry time is too late, so now you just got to find somebody who's building in it and cheer them on. So I don't know who all entered. Uh, it seems like the hobby is going through a break period. Lots of people are discovering that longevity in our hobby is tough. To stay enthusiastic, it's tough to stay active and involved. After a while, you realize you don't want to talk to the same people all the time. That's not me saying that. That's what I'm noticing. People just try to stop coming into group chats. People stop coming into other things that are involved in the hobby. For instance, there's build nights on a bunch of different rooms, and you know, lots of people have not been showing up for their build nights, and it's in all those rooms. You know what I mean? Well, I personally don't have a whistle or a pole in any of that. I feel like me saying something, I want everybody to know, like, I like the group interaction. I also like having my own thing and being here on WebC Official and just doing what I do. So don't ever think that it's a hassle for me to be on my podcast. It's just like last week I was just not feeling well. So I had to say, no, we're going to take a break. And I'm going to let everybody know we're taking a break. So everybody's like, oh, this guy disappeared. No, 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 I didn't disappear. We're just taking a break from the show because I'm not feeling well. Be back next week. It was just a stomach bug or something. I deal with it once in a while. It's not really like a passive virus or anything. It's more like just like I'm sick off of some food or something I ate, like trying to find a new diet that's healthy for me. I eat foods that don't always accept, like my stomach doesn't always agree with them every once in a while. So, and that has nothing to do with anybody else. So I try not to inflict too much of that on you guys. I am like many hobbyists. I am a little bit into the rotund size of the human build, but I'm not morbid. I'm a large man, very large. My wife, she calls me her gentle giant. 6'3", guys. I'm a really big guy, very tall. So here are our next batch of parts. They've been soaking, so most of their dust is off. I didn't do a lot of sanding with these, but there are still some spots where some stuff needs to be scuffed and stuff. And so we're just gonna do that. I got my bin right here for this. Yeah, pretty good. It's a really fast. It goes quick. You're just soaping the part. You're not doing a whole lot. Then we'll put them all back in that basket, and then we'll rinse them, reach around and rinse them all. You know, and, just make sure you get all the pieces. Make sure you're not, make sure your hand is clean of its oils, like we did at the beginning. Or wear gloves. Really want to be like that. I don't really use a whole lot of lotions and stuff and oils like that on my hands. But if you do use lotions and oils on your hands, I suggest you putting on rubber gloves before you do this process. Reason being is all those lotions and oils will saturate out from your hand, even if you think
We'll be right.
things
I would like to introduce.
will leak out. They will cause problems in the adherence of your paint. And I always recommend for people who, if that's a problem with you, to just go ahead and wear gloves. It's nothing to be ashamed of. There are steps in the process where I will be wearing gloves on this specific build because of what I'm building and what I'm doing to the build. I am making almost 60% of this build is being chrome. It really is. Like, this one bin has 6 individual runners in it that all is about to be chrome. But once we're done washing it today, it's definitely a lot of parts that are going to become painted chrome. So, back to monitoring your fingers and stuff. The reason why I'm going to be wearing gloves is with all that chrome is you don't want to be smudging or leaving your fingerprints and then having to rub and deal damage to your chrome parts. Just don't want to do that. Especially when the chrome I put together costs a lot of money. But this build is going to be a very expensive build once I tally it all up for everything that I'm adding to it. I'm praying that next week I will get what I need. So now we are down to like these last, like they're really small parts. So we're gonna like scoop them into our hand, and then over the soap we're gonna keep them in our hand, but then we're gonna like wash them. So it's like we're pumping it like this, and then we're running this through there, but underwater. We could do it out of the water too, but the water helps get the dust moving around. The parts will move around inside here for you. Don't worry. A little pop out of your head. Don't worry. Do this more than once. This is pretty much what life is like when you're washing parts, you know. It's not a fancy life, I promise you. Alright. Let's go ahead and throw all those back in there, do that. We're gonna suck this next bin of pieces. And it's in. Alright. Now we're going to rinse. Rinse. So it's very lukewarm water. We're not using hot water. Remember, be gentle with your part. I'm not being rough. I'm just making sure that it moves around so that they can all be rinsed. Alright. Give them a quick little shake at the end there. I got the clean bin right here. I'm just gonna put them in here for now, because it's just a quick second, but I want them in here so I can take control of that. Then we come over to our little drying station. Hop them down. Spread them up. That's all we're gonna do now. And then we'll pick them up. When we get done picking them up, we'll bring them over to the airbrush booth and we'll lay them out so they can dry. And it'll take about 18 to 24 hours for the parts to dry. I let my parts to slow dry because I'm not in a rush. You can be in a rush if you want. You can put your stuff in a dehumidifier, but you risk the chance of warping your parts, causing things to collapse on you, causing your glues to become unadhesive. There's a whole bunch of issues with using something like that that I'm not prepared to compensate for. So if you use a dehumidifier, more power to you. But I know the risks, and as a competition builder, I schedule in around that type of stuff. If I was just rushing to put out a product, I'd probably use it too. But I am not rushing to put out my products. I am having a great time with my products. Okay? So, all right, we got all these pieces. We got some more blades. We got all sorts of fun stuff. So we're gonna just give this all some
I
love.
would like to introduce.
We're gonna have fun. Yeah, heard a hilarious joke today. This is not my joke, but I heard it and I want to tell everybody the joke. And maybe you have heard it today too. But if you hold the Slim Jim up to your ear, you can hear the Joe Rogan theme song. It was a joke I heard. It was hilarious. I thought it was fun. Travel Guy and Uncle Roger were doing a video skit together, where Travel Guy shows Uncle Roger. He showed Uncle Roger what a drink was. That it's a rite of passage drink for us Americans. And, I'm not going to say the name because I'm not paid to promote it. I don't drink, so I used to drink. I don't no more, so I don't promote it. But anyways, they were talking about it on the show, or on that show with Uncle Roger and Travel Guy. So I thought it was great. I like to watch those things still because it's funny to see other people's reactions to drinking that type of stuff. So, safety. All right, you can see what I got going on here. I'm cupping it like this, and then I'm just going like that. But I kind of, I can't lose the parts, so I can't like show you like all up close and stuff. So you can just see me. It doesn't take long. And, when you do this, just make sure you check for all your parts. You know what's in your kits. You know what's in your things. So always just make sure you're checking for your parts. Now, this one I'm doing slightly different than the last one because I got some really bitty little pieces in here. I'm not even going to paint those. I'm actually going to take like a toothpick and just dab on a couple spots or something of paint that I wanted to add to it. I'm not going to. But they're in here. They're really tiny. I'll show you. See that little tiny piece in my big old fingers? That's crazy. Gotta wash that without losing it again? Makes me nervous. There's two of them. I got the other one in my hand right now. They had to go through here to get rid of that static that I was telling you about at the beginning. All right, so what's wrong with this static? Well, one of the issues with static when you're airbrushing or even with aerosol cans is when you atomize your paint particles, if you have too much static around your parts, the paint particles will actually bounce off the static and not hit the part. And you don't want that. You want full adhesion, full adherence. That's why, like auto body people, they'll use like mineral spirits and stuff to wipe down a body right before they put their base on and everything. Or they'll, or then they have like special liquids that they can use between coats and stuff. Those liquids are there for a reason. It helps you out. It makes sure you're not making mistakes. Good stuff. Rinsing it in. Woohoo! Yeah, don't be afraid to double check your pieces. All right. So we're gonna do this one next. This one's not as long of a bid as the other one. So, all right.
I would like to introduce
Okay. All right, we're gonna bring this over to the dry spot. All right. Always the most tedious parts, right? All right, so what are we doing first? We're gonna clean our bin real quick. Give it a quick scrub. Just running the brush across it with the soapy bubbles to create the bubbles that just diminish the static. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Doesn't sound glorious when you think about it. All right, now we're gonna fix up our parts a little. There are a lot of pieces in here, but they really only get painted like 2 colors. Like this bin, I'm doing like a graphite color, and then I'm gonna be doing metallic red. Nothing fancy, nothing out of the box, just making sure every part gets a color that look better than off plastic. You know, when it comes to doing custom work and custom builds, always remember that the part is always going to look better painted. Whether you paint it 5 times, 2 times, 1 time, whatever you decide to do, just do it. Whatever you think your best look will be. Most people will agree with you. They'll be amazed at what you did. Like, I'm always amazed at some of the people that I encounter as builders. You guys amaze me with your ideas, your color schemes. I would have never thought of doing a dark purple on Gundams for a while, or it would have never came to me. But I've seen some really cool purple Gundam kits that were like really dark purple and have amazed me. I've been very impressed. Or reds. I'm not a big on red, I don't want a red comet all the time, but some people have done really good jobs with special reds and stuff that have made me go, hey, I like that. I like that you took your time. I like that you put in the effort. Yeah. I feel like I need a drink of water. Feel dehydrated, guys. Where I'm at right now. I had a little bit of reversal on my digestive system here, and it feeling better now. Yeah. So when we get done painting all these, it'll be like I don't need this bucket right here yet. or the bucket I'm about to wash after this. But I did need all the other buckets that we washed tonight. I needed those done. We're gonna do those guys. We're gonna hit it with just a little bit of blue. Not even gonna do a lot. It's gonna be real fun. It's like just to make it different. All right. So as we finish up this kit, this bin of parts. These are accessories mostly. Chaff pods, rockets.
I would like to
And there's a couple of burners. These red burners. But they're gonna get painted. Well, we're gonna go ahead and put this last bin. There's a lot of pieces in here, trust me. I worked really hard on all this. So. Some of it's exploding. Oh. Wow, those were a lot of pieces. All right, let's get this rinsed. All right.
We'll be right back after these messages.
I would like to introduce
All right. Okay. Tap first and all that other tap off of it. Okay. This one's been sitting out for a while. I haven't been keeping it protected while I waited on it. I was sick, so this one had already been done, but all the other bins I just got done this week. So I had time with some of these pieces. Lots of sanding for these pieces. Preparation for the parts. I did seam line removal on these sections just to demonstrate that I can. But this is a really hard build to demonstrate any kind of seam line removal. So it was a lot more of just, what do I do? It turned out to be, this is what you're doing. I wasn't one of those. But gotta focus for a second. I'm still with you guys. I know you've seen my blank screen over there at the other side of the house. Yeah, it's all good. could not turn that off today. I didn't want to. I wasn't in the mood to do a whole bunch of video programming and stuff today, so I was just like, "Oh, we'll leave the normal setup and we'll run this." And external commercial still playing. I'm gonna get a new commercial out here soon. I gotta check and see if I got people coming in for that stuff. It's that time of year though. It's fall time. I believe you guys are gonna start watching live more often because you'll just be home more. So I get it. In the winter time or the springtime, everybody left the house. It was one of those first years fully back, right? So it's just so weird to talk about that type of stuff. Fully back. You know, it sounds so cheesy, but that's really what it is, isn't it? It was the first year where everybody just said, you know what? I'm tired of living that way. I'm tired of living in fear. So we're gonna live in fear now. Happy for all of you who decided to stop living in fear. You guys have no idea how many pieces this is. I'm about to show you. Still alive. We're gonna do a first round rinse. Okay, we're gonna give this guy a rinse. Yeah, we already. Rinse, start taking the pieces out. We got the same thing here.
I would like to introduce.
Okay, bro. All right. Quick check. Now, before we leave this wonderful place, we did make a mess with the water. So we should at least clean up after ourselves. I got a towel. I rinse out the bowls. They are just fine. They got soap in them anyway. think the other package I've been waiting on might have just showed up. Which is awesome. All right. So I'm gonna grab a towel. All right. There's all the pieces. They're sitting there for a minute to dry, and then yeah, we will see you in just a minute. What are you arguing? Amazon's got my packages. All right, you guys. So that's pretty much it. That's what it looks like when we wash parts here at WebC Official. This is the real grade version of what we've been working on. And then I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of all that chrome I'm bragging about. Oh, let's get a looky look. Yes, I've been protecting it under here. Oh, there you go. Now you're seeing the shinies. Hold on. Let me show you this one over here. Oh, wow. Oh, boy, look at all that chrome. All those pieces. They're chrome. I might try and fit some together tonight. Who knows? It's pretty good to me. So, yeah. Thank you all for stopping in and checking us out tonight. And we will see you guys next time. Because that's pretty much all I got going on tonight. Now I'm waiting. Watch plastic dry. It's so fun. So, yeah. Here's the paint booth. And, yeah.